What's up guys? We just went to the LEGO store and we bought some friend sets, which I think is the first time we've ever actually gone to the LEGO store intentionally to buy friend sets. We've picked them up in the past, but this is the first time we actually went there seeking them. So we ended up getting this one, which is the Beach Amusement Park. And if you guys know, we're working on redoing our pier right now, so we thought this might be kind of cool to integrate. So I will show more about this in a second. And then Miss April TV got the Botanical Garden, which she was pretty excited about after seeing it on Instagram. So the plan is we're actually gonna speed build these and we're gonna race. She has 1,072 parts and I have 1,348 parts. So we'll see who comes in first. What's interesting about this one in particular is there's a really big Technic base, which I think is pretty rare for Friends. So it'll be interesting to see how that integrates into the set. But anyway, we're gonna race to build these. And at the end, we'll give you our thoughts and whether or not you guys should buy one for yourself. So without further ado, let's dive on into the build. Right away, we noticed some really cool new parts and part recolors specific to these sets and new ones for 2023, as well as some really cool stickers. Both of the builds were actually a lot of fun to put together. Surprisingly, I mean, we've done a few friend sets in the past, but these were probably the most fun and the most detailed out of any of the friend sets we've put together thus far. The Beach Amusement Park was a little daunting at first just because it had a lot of Technic parts to deal with. But it was cool how they used new parts like the plant stems for the palm tree and the little cabana. And then with Miss April TV's build, they had some really cool colors and different intricate patterns and designs. As we got through the second part of the build, we started to realize that these were taking a little bit longer than we anticipated, but there is a ton of detail. And what was really cool about the amusement park is it kind of was built in different sections that you attach together, and they all move and work together. I'll show you at the end, but it was really cool to see how this all came together. All right, guys, we just finished. Took a little bit longer than we were anticipating, but they're super cool. So this is the amusement one, and it's really cool because you can crank the little back and everything moves, including the surfing area, the spinning ride, and the water game. So super cool, and I'll show you guys up close in a second. And then you want to hold yours up? Mm-hmm. Beautiful set. Was it fun?
Yeah, really fun. I love all the different types of plants, and they all have a different sign, which is really cool, that tell you what kind of plant it is. So it's a really cute little touch.
Yeah, so both of these were really intricate, far more advanced than we were expecting for a friend set. And truthfully, I'm kind of bummed because the city sets lately haven't really been that detailed in our opinion. It seems like LEGO's focus has kind of been more on friends and other categories. It'd be nice to see them incorporate some of these details into the city sets. But outside of that, I'll show you guys some close-ups of the sets and some more feedback and our overall thoughts. But they were fun builds. They just took a little longer than expected. So let's dive into some close-up details and we'll end with that. So starting with the Pier Amusement Park, it was really cool. I mean, the movement in this is just incredible. You have the surfing area, you have the ride, which now that I realize it, Miss April TV is spinning it backwards. So let's go ahead and do it the other way. There we go. And then we also have this game area where it's kind of like a water game. I'll pivot. So everything just kind of moves all in conjunction with one another, and it's super cool to watch. And it's all just with the crank of a little handle in the back. And then the colors themselves really stood out to us. I mean, this set is just beautiful. It's got definitely the beach vibes, some really cool color usage, and just very vibrant. In person, it's even more vibrant. The camera doesn't really do it justice, and it uses some really cool parts like we talked about earlier that, you know, just came out in 2023 or are relatively new. And then around the base is water, and it uses some really cool trans blue curved slopes and chi slopes. And overall, I mean, it makes a really nice beach effect. And we really like how they integrate the pier into the beach as well. So overall, I can't recommend this set enough. It's awesome. 5 out of 5 stars. Great addition to any amusement park area or beach area of a city. But let's move on to the set that Miss April TV built, which is the Botanical Garden set. Also really cool, especially for a friend set. So this set in person is stunning. I mean, the LEGO designers did a great job with this one. It looks super realistic. And what's cool is they incorporated like a fountain and pond on the right side, and then kind of a greenhouse on the left. And if I turn it around, you can see what I'm talking about. On the inside, there's a ton of details as well, including a tree. And then up top, there's butterflies kind of looking over the tree with some different landscaping and tons of details throughout, including like, if I shift it over to the right here, I'll show you the birds of paradise as well as some other really cool plants. I mean, the detail is just phenomenal. They really packed in a ton of detail with just really cool part usage. And if you weren't going to build this set, even just buying it for the parts, you get some really cool stuff to work with. Part of me kind of wishes the whole set was fully enclosed and that it was like an actual full building. I guess if you bought 2 of them or maybe 3 of them, you could do that. And I know that, if it was fully enclosed, it would probably be a lot more expensive, just knowing Lego prices recently. But nonetheless, I mean, it's still beautiful from the front side, and it's something that we're probably going to add to our city just as is. We may look to expand upon it, but I mean, it's just a really cool set. And on the front side, there's also some really cool, intricate details, like in the pond, for example. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a fish down below and a frog with the lily pads and everything else, and like little ducklings on top. Super cool. And then with the tree, I mean, the tree is awesome as well. They use some really cool parts to make it all come together. So guys, overall, highly, highly, highly recommend picking up both of these sets. I think they're both great additions to any city. Even though they're Friends themed, they can be incorporated into any Lego city and they'll look fantastic. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the review. Please like and subscribe and follow along for future updates. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.